Let me start maybe with what Executive Vice President Henna Virkkunen has announced just today, earlier this morning in Copenhagen. So 4 new investigative steps under the DSA against 4 platforms: Snapchat, YouTube, Apple's App Store and Google Play. Let me give you maybe some stats to explain why these 4 platforms. It was announced in Denmark. Let me give you a statistic for Denmark. Half of 10 to 11-year-old children in Denmark have access to Snapchat. This is below Snapchat's own terms and conditions. Let's go to France. In France, almost half of teenagers of 11 years old have access to YouTube and use it daily. Again, this is below YouTube's own terms and conditions. Let's go to the 2 app stores that I mentioned. They are widely used by kids under 13. Again, this is below Apple's App Stores and Google Play's own terms and conditions. So there is a real issue that we suspect on these platforms about what they do in terms of age verification policies. Let's go a little bit further. Once these kids are on Snapchat, they are allowed to buy vapes and drugs. When these kids go on YouTube, they see harmful content. When these kids go on these app stores, they are allowed to download gambling apps or pornographic apps. This is a huge issue that we need to tackle. So this is the reason why we are now attacking these 4 platforms with RFIs. We expect solid responses from these platforms to see how they comply with the DSA. Now, in the broader sense, these are not the only actions we took with online platforms in the EU. We have already an investigation ongoing against TikTok. We have an investigation ongoing on Facebook and Instagram. And we also took coordinated action for all online platforms when we published the guidelines earlier this year and when we came up, the Commission, with the age verification app, the blueprint that is now tested in 5 member states. Thank you, Raz. No analysis that I can share now immediately on the panel. First, the panel is currently being set up, so work is in progress, so I have no news on that one for now. When it comes to how other member states are doing or third countries are doing, yes, dialogues are ongoing with our like-minded partners. I mean, Australia is the obvious example. The President mentioned Australia. We're checking how the decisions they took there are actually working in practice to enlighten us on our side, but we're also working with other like-minded partners and our member states. When it comes to third countries, I can also mention the UK, of course, where we're closely working with Ofcom. So yes, we're not working in a silo, we're also looking at our partners.
Yeah, and in this context, indeed, President von der Leyen, when she was at the United Nations General Assembly, participated also in a discussion hosted by Prime Minister Albanese on precisely this topic, and is reaching out to those who have such legislation and where we can look at what is the practice already in place.